I will get us started. Thank you for joining us today. We're on the 26th session of our Zoho user sessions, our free sessions that go through just all Zoho questions. Today, we wanted to highlight some savings you can do, especially with Zoho updating their prices recently in April. How you can save money is choosing the right Zoho apps, and how would you compare those with the ones existing in the market and kind of how they come together. So we'll be sharing this information. It's myself and a Yardley, a partner at the company and Zoho authorized partner, and Nicole, who is also with me.
Hello.
So feel free to ask any questions during this session. We'll recording this session, so we'll make it available if you need to review anything later on. So agenda is really 3 key points. We're going to roll through the key sales and marketing Zoho apps currently out there. Then, because we're always mainly driven, focused in sales and marketing efforts, how do all these key apps connect with Zoho CRM? And then just a little bit of an overview over the bundles and pricing to kind of show you how you should be choosing the apps and the bundles according to what you want to see. So Q&A throughout the session, feel free to ask any question anytime. Type it on the chat box or just unmute yourself. All right, so let's roll. We won't have much of PowerPoint. We'll run into a Zoho one so we can see all these apps. So what I'm considering currently as the key sales and marketing Zoho apps are really the CRM, and that's key for across the organization. More and more clients are starting to adopt Zoho Click to chat, to communicate, especially with people working remotely, but even not the ones working remotely. And this is clearly a substitute for Slack or a competitor for Slack, if you know the app. So we'll run through these. And then marketing driven, usually more marketing people would use it, would be Zoho campaigns for email marketing campaigns. So anything that has volume, like MailChimp or other solutions in the market. Zoho Social, which has new features. So we're going to look through those and just, Hootsuite is now a bit off the market, but used to be the big player. Zoho Survey, substitute something like.
I'm not seeing anything on the screen about PowerPoint or anything.
Oh, thank you. That was a big one. Sorry, and thank you for the feedback. So really focusing. Can you see now the PowerPoint with the agenda?
I can, yes, thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for your feedback. All right, so let's jump into the sales and marketing apps. So CRM Click for communication, Zoho campaigns for email marketing campaigns, Social for managing all social channels, and there's news here, so Nicole will share about these. Zoho Survey to send surveys to your customers, to your prospects with unlimited responses and unlimited questions. Sales IQ, which is really a live chat option to have live on your website, and more B2B companies are starting to use it as a way to generate new leads, because some people are kind of running away from submitting a form. So this is a good alternative. And it also does IP tracking. PageSense to track behavior of your website, especially important if you're launching something new, or if you want to test a new page, or how people are going through your website, even if you just want to have like a sample of data. And then I won't be talking about this, but there's like 3 key ones that more and more organizations are adopting that have to do with global advanced reporting across all these apps. Meetings, like we're running this one for meeting with audio, video, sharing screens. It's a bit like Zoom. And projects for project management. So I would jump straight into, so I'll just be sharing my account today so we can see what these apps are. Just to have a feel, Zoho currently has over 50 apps. These are just a sample. Today we're going to be focused on the sales and marketing. So I think the CRM, everyone kind of knows and uses it. So this is just a view of home dashboard. You have your leads, contacts, accounts. I won't be going through these ones today because it's not really the main focus. I wanted to show you other examples of how that's integrated with this. So this is a good example. For example, I'm in the CRM, but I have Zoho Click, which is a chat platform that has channels. You can have all your team, where they at. You can use this also to track if you need to track like hours or working schedule. You can have a quick chat as well over Click. So you could have a group call or just an individual meeting. And then you can have all your channels as you would. So if you look at channels, you can create them. In our case, we create them by clients or by topics. We have a particular one I like, which are shower thoughts, just for the team to engage and share stuff. And this is the sort of things you can use with Zoho Click. I don't know if you noticed, but the beauty about the integration of these apps is I can see Nicole was texting me something through Click. So I'm in the CRM as I'm working through the CRM. But I can see there's a chat going on, so I can jump in and kind of go, yep. So I missed that message. What else? So Click is really to talk, share information real time, communicate, collaborate. Super important. Zoho Campaigns is all about email marketing. So currently, there's a lot of advanced campaigns. So not just your ordinary email campaigns where you can send mass emails, but also advanced campaigns and automation. I would highlight autoresponders or workflows. So workflows, let me give you a bit of an example, something you could run a test. Let's create one. So these are basically very, well, not basically, because they're not basic at all. They're quite advanced ways to use a follow-up message. Let's say someone comes into your website, submits a form requesting information or signing up for or downloading a white paper, and you set up a set of emails that should go out. And you can even set that to with different time spans, involving different people, sending them to different new pages. So here, when you jump in, you'll have a series of nurture series, re-engagement series, where Zoho gives you an example of what this would be. And then you can create based on, basically there's an entry, there's a starting point of a list, and then you can define messages, conditions that happen, who gets what. If someone opens an email, gets the second email. If someone doesn't open, gets a different type. So very advanced functionality for, especially for the price that Zoho Campaigns has. This is the sort of functionality you would only see in a bit more advanced tools. So what else would I highlight? Sales IQ, if you want to have a chat box on your website. So I can show our example. So this would be an example of how you can use a chat box. So you can have it live or not, where you're collecting leads, and this chat box can lead straight into the CRM lead section. So you could have those leads coming in straight into the lead section. The other thing Sales IQ would also give you is a feel for where on your websites that user has been, namely which page they visited. So if you use, let's just grab one, I don't know. Okay, let's see if we have information. So in this case, it would tell you which days were visited, number of chats, if there were chats. You would get information in this section. So if you have this section in your CRM, it's because you have Sales IQ enabled somehow in a website. So that's a quick way to see it. The other one I would point out that a lot of users are using as well is Zoho Survey. So Zoho Survey allows you to substitute SurveyMonkey, one of the most known ones, but there's loads of platforms out there. I would use it, and I'm seeing this being used to collect customer information. So this is just a quick example. You can use it for votes, for contests, for all sorts of things. The good thing about it as well is how it integrates back to the CRM. So you can have one of these surveys completed. As soon as it completes, it's attached to the user in the CRM, so to your contact. If, for example, we had, in this case, a survey, you could see it here in the section. You could see if that person had already taken the survey, or if they had just opened, not seen it yet. So although you send that via email, it would give you in real time the status of that survey. So our clients are using this currently to talk to current customers, to even sometimes collect information from purchasing teams. Instead of emailing everyone, requesting for an updated contact or so, they just send a survey saying, could you please follow this link to update your contact information, or just customer satisfaction. So all sorts of ways you can use Zoho Survey. And then before going into Zoho Social, Zoho PageSense is the other one I would highlight here as a tool. So Zoho PageSense has different types of tests you can do. I find it very useful for marketing teams or companies who want to understand the behavior of a user on their website. So you can use a heat map option, which tells you. Let's run to one that it's running. Which it has 3 sections, so it's quite a complete heat map. Heat map is usually when you see where people clicking on a page. So you see where it's red, darker red has more clicks, less clicks in other areas. So it's just loading. So you had that information there. It's just still loading. I'll just wait a little bit. Scroll map will give you the view of, it's a bit of a different view. Heat map is area only. Scroll map will tell you, okay, 100 visits saw this bit, and that's because that's what loads. And then you want to scroll and understand where do your users start, where do you start losing users. So this is really important because obviously everyone would be able to see your menu, like in this example, connect to you, see your phone number, which is perfect, and that's the goal for this client. But then as you go through, for example, if you're leaving a form too much down on the page, you probably would be losing a lot of people because they wouldn't even be seeing it. So only 35% of the visits, for example, scroll all the way down. So this is a bit how you can use these tools. Attention map will give you a similar view, but with a different purpose. It's more of what has interaction, and you could actually have less people scroll to this area, but you could have more interaction. It's not the case on this one, but I've seen some with that sort of behavior. Okay. And then we have also kind of Zoho Social, which has quite new features. So I'll pass this on to Nicole so she can kind of share some of the new features with us.
Thanks, Anna. So yeah, I kind of wanted to dive into Zoho Social a little bit. Time constraints, we probably won't be able to get and dive into everything today. So if anyone has questions, go ahead and ask them in the chat or Q&A after the session, or just reach out to us directly right after the meeting, and we can go ahead and kind of walk through some more in depth of the Zoho Social. I feel this is one of the most underutilized apps in the whole Zoho suite. This really allows your team to be collaborative, work together. It allows you to post to multiple social channels, monitor your post activity, track mentions, and then analyze posted data all in one app. So if you can see over here on the right-hand side, you have all the different social channels that you can integrate into here, and then they'll show up on your home screen. So this app is a super powerful tool for social media. It's going to save you time. You can schedule your post out for a day throughout the month, or if you're really on top of everything, you can schedule your post out for the entire year and maybe just go in and update them or add to them as events and activities come up. But for the most part, you could have your complete social calendar done. It also allows you to quickly monitor results. You can also add hashtags to watch via social platforms. So if you want to see all the posts that mention hashtag CRM, you can create a report, and everything that has hashtag CRM will come in there, and you can monitor that daily, weekly, however you see fit. You can also see what your contacts that are in your CRM are doing on social and what they're posting as well. It also allows you to run reports right in the app so you can make informed business decisions to see how you want to move forward, what kind of posts get the most traction, and so on. So Anna, if we go to the next page.
So I would highlight here that you have all these channels now that you can connect to. You don't have to use them all, but you can connect to from Facebook to YouTube, LinkedIn. So that's really powerful.
Yeah, that's a great point. Yeah, any of the ones that you have, you can connect. So if you only have Facebook and LinkedIn, you can choose to just connect those two, or you can connect all of them.
Okay.
So here we have a screen grab of the homepage of our Zoho Social. As you can see right here, we have a live stream. You can see exactly who's liked your post, if anyone has commented on your post, given you a mention. Right here in the middle top, you can see all of our channels that we have connected. You can see post activity via reach, engagement, clicks, comments, and how that is improving by week, by month, and by year as well. Then, like I said, you can monitor your mentions and alerts right here in this live stream. You'll also get notifications at the top. And then right down here at the bottom middle, you have kind of like a snapshot of your recent post via the social channels. You can see how many likes you've got, how many people were reached, how many engagements and comments are on each post as well. You can click right into those. All right, and if we want to scroll to that final page, I do want to quickly run through 3 unique features that Zoho Social will give you that allows your team to just make it easier to work together and be the most efficient team you can to make sure that your social is getting out, getting seen by the most people. This first one is collaborate is the feature, and exactly what it says. You're going to be collaborating with your team. This is used to work to review your drafts. You can bounce ideas off of each other by tagging people in the comment section. Hey, can you go look at this? Do you have an idea to make this better? And then you can also gain approval. So if you have an approval system, your boss needs to see it first. You can send the post off to them. They can approve it, and you can go ahead and schedule it out. So it just makes your team super efficient. Next feature would be the lead forms. This is going to allow you to collect leads from Facebook and LinkedIn ads and push them directly into your CRM system, which is going to allow you to quickly follow up with them, start marketing to them, and then hopefully gain a new customer right there from your lead form. And then lastly is that calendar feature. So this just gives you a simple and clean way to see what's coming up in your social post. It's also going to allow your team to make sure no important events, messages, or announcements are missed. And if you see that they're not in that calendar, you know you're going to have to get them up on social. So it's just a good checkpoint to make sure nothing is missed. And Anna, that is Zoho Social. So if anyone has any questions, again, the chat, Q&A afterwards, or feel free to directly message us as well.
Yes. So I'll jump here just for an overview of what Nicole just explained, where we have brand health per channel and with the channels you want to monitor, your recent posts, and all this information is then clickable so you can see more details. You can comment straight from here. You can see if anyone was driven by a post into a lead, which we don't have in Facebook, for example. We only want if someone messages us, go straight into the CRM, but we don't want every like to be seen. We follow only like direct messages, so you can customize to that sort of level. You have a collaboration area where you can, as Nicole's explained, you literally have, you can have your post and then you can request the team, can you share this, or what do you think about it? Would you put it differently? Which is a lot better than sending emails back and forth. And then you have all your posts area as well, where you can see everything that's been published post, scheduled things. So there's a lot. So kind of jumping into, I don't know if there's any other app you want to see, go ahead and let us know. So we've kind of talked about this. I think to wrap up, I would like just to kind of share a bit of the pricing structure, because this is what I've been finding that people don't usually know about this when they're starting to use Zoho, because they're only interested in one tool. So one of the things I help clients a lot is understand what is the cheapest way, what is the best way for them to have access to what they need. So I just ran an example here of using, for example, the bundle Zoho One versus buying individual apps. Considering the scenario that you'll be using the key ones like the CRM in an enterprise version, I don't advise anything under it if you want to work with anything that's automation and workflows. So CRM campaigns, let's say you have 5,000 contacts, Sales IQ, Survey, Social, and Click. I'm not even putting Page Sense here because it's a bit more advanced. So let's just say these ones. If you go and buy them individually, and everything here is compared buying per year, you would be paying for the CRM Enterprise of $40 a user. Campaigns, 5,000 contacts, $52 a month. So this is $40 a month per user, $52 a month for campaigns, 7 Sales IQ, 24 for Survey, Social 10, Click 3. So just paying, if you wanted all of these, would be $136 per user per month paid yearly, which is still cheaper than if you compare all the other competitors. If you're looking, for example, with Slack versus Click, the difference is huge. If you could have all of these if you go for Zoho One, and Zoho One has 2 ways to buy. So you can buy it for all the company users. So that would be a price of $37 per user per month paid yearly. And this is kind of the logic of Zoho with Zoho One is you engaging everyone in the company that has, everyone you have on your payroll that has a laptop, that makes sense to be in the system. But if not, if you're a big company or if you don't want everyone to have use, even if you pay just for one user, you can have flexible pricing, which they would make available every app for $105. So still cheaper than buying just these 5 apps individually. And when we talk about everything that is in Zoho, so this is just Zoho One. It's an example of all the apps. So you could go deeper into analytics. You could have, for example, Backstage if you're running events or trade shows, a desk for customer support. So this would be, it's an app perfect for dealing with tickets. People for the recruiting side, Zoho Projects as a probably management tool, project management tool. And there's a lot of others. Some clients work with inventory. So if you have material, and that's a bit of a bigger move, books for book data, so kind of QuickBooks substitute. So there's a lot. So if you have any questions about any Zoho app, just let us know. Ping us a message.
I have a quick question. Do you have a summary of all the apps and kind of a quick, like you just walked through here, do you have a slide that kind of summarizes all the options and what it is? And then my second question is back to the pricing model and the bundle. So if I have a user, for example, a sales user who's not going to use Click or Social, for example, can I hide that from their view so as to not confuse them or?
Yes. Yes, that's a very good question, Amy. So the way it works, I'll show you on my backend because I kind of have the same. So Zoho One, again, if you're not buying for the whole organization, this would be your price, right? The 105 so per user per month, and I think this is paid yearly. And what you would do is, let's say you just join 5 people or 6 people. On your admin panel, you can determine who has access to who. So per user, you would say, okay, this user uses the CRM. Let me show you an example here. So let's say, for example, I have all the apps, but then Elizabeth kind of manages to uses these ones. No, this person will only use 2. So you can play with a connection between the user and the apps they have access to. And then obviously inside each app, what permissions they have inside the app, right? Those then will be totally different.
Okay,
so I don't have slides describing each app because they're always changing, to be honest.
And you'll be sending out this slide deck just for reference after the call, correct?
Yes. We can send that to you. Yep.
Thank you.
That's okay. So it really depends on obviously it's doing the math of what apps you want to use, but the flexibility I've seen is also because Zoho One comes with all the apps included at an enterprise level. And the other thing that might be useful for you as well that I didn't highlight is that campaigns, for example, Zoho campaigns, the way that Zoho has found to price the product, it's including 5,000 contacts per user. So if you have 2 users, you'll automatically be able to have 10,000 contacts in your email lists, in campaigns, and so forth.
Nice.
So sometimes, yes, if you have a big database, it just pays off to actually go with Zoho One for the campaign side of it, and usually the CRM at the enterprise level. Okay, I will